Hey friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Stacy. I'm going to wrap up the month of October with everything I read, the bookish things that I did, and the money that I spent. He's never going to have his cycle. He's never going to extend. And I like this book. I really love that book, but I'm interested to see. I don't say they drug for the family, but they were very fancy. But I will read this book, give it a chance and see. Kindle, I downloaded Fairy. So I have the first 3 books of those, which I do plan to read. Alright, so October is one of the better months for me, but I feel like I did read a lot, but I was tired too. I was doing a lot of things that was not book related and living life as well. So I was busy the month of October. I will say I did 8 or 9 bookish related events this month. One was the silent book club meeting at the bookshop. Did that. But they only had like 3 or 4 people to show up. Me, another girl, and then the worker. The owner wasn't there, but it was like, okay, I could have stayed home too if a lot of people wasn't gonna be there. So I don't know if I'm gonna do the silent book club meeting next time, like coming up. I'll do it again, but just not the next one. I went on the field trip, the pumpkin spice or the pumpkin patch event, and that was cool. Y'all saw me do a video about the 2 pumpkin patch books that I read. The Pumpkin Spice Everything Nice book and the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Those are very cute. I read those 2 books. I should have had these books ready. Yeah, I read these 2 books at the pumpkin patch. I went to the coffee shop event. And there, where I dressed up as Alphaba, which was book related as well. And I didn't buy any of those books because they didn't have the one that I was looking for. And the one that I ended up getting, because it was back ordered, I had to go to Barnes & Noble to get it. And it was this book, which I didn't read it yet. I just knew I was reading the first one, and I wanted to get a copy of this one if they had it, and they didn't. But I ended up going to Barnes and finding it, or ordering it online, and they got it for me. That was at the coffee shop place, the book fair. I celebrated October 13th was Indigenous People Day, formerly known as Christopher Columbus Day, and I read The Berry Pickers, and that book. What do I do with that one? The Berry Pickers. It's a blue cover. It was pretty good. I enjoyed that book. Oh, here it is right here. The Berry Pickers. And I celebrated by going to this cafe that I like, or bistro, and I ordered a blueberry beret, which is like a blueberry cocktail. So good. It's not on the menu, but I knew I was going to get this. So I celebrated Indigenous People Day with a blueberry cocktail drink. Now, next, the 5th thing I did, I started a Bookstagram account. I don't know how I feel about it just yet. I'm fairly new with it. The posting on Bookstagram versus my professional Instagram, it's a little different, and I don't know the etiquette with the book community, just like I really don't know the etiquette with YouTube. I'm just now learning the etiquette on how things work with, I'm just smoothing out my way. So I'm not heavy in Bookstagram just yet, and reaching out to different authors and different bookshops and make more intimate posts as far as like just pictures. So I'm working on my Bookstagram account, and again, I'm Book with Stacy, no E, with an underscore at the end. So at Booked with Stacy _. So I did start that. What else did I do? That was bookish. I celebrated all my favorite Booktube people that I watch and that I follow that are fairly new like me. I went to a book signing. I went to a book signing for This Girl's a Killer. with Emma C. Wells, and she signed my book. And it was like a book club meeting too with the author, so that was cool. I had fun at this event. She lives in Baton Rouge, I think. So this girl's a killer. I don't know if y'all saw it, but you can find this at Barnes and Noble too, because I saw it there as well on the table. And this is her debut novel, and I enjoyed it for a debut novel. That was good. Now, the book signing, I went to the local bookstore's birthday celebration for 1 year. In our town, we don't really have a lot of bookshops like that. So it's like a big accomplishment. And the owner, she turned 40 as well. So it was her 40th birthday and the bookshop's 1 year anniversary. So I decided to spend $40 at the bookshop. So I bought 3 books from her do I have the books I bought? Yeah. For the birthday. As a birthday gift for my friend that owns that bookshop. So, and I bought this. It was 40% off too. So, it was the Society of Lies and the French Honeymoon. And I bought this Young A book lovers. Every book lover should read. And it was 50% off. So these two was 40% off and this was 50% off to boost me up with appreciating young adult books more. Like a Proctor book. Oh, my friend invited me out to eat one night after work to meet her new boyfriend. But while I was waiting for them to get there, I stopped at Barnes to pick up my book. And then I ended up getting the $5 book off the counter. Because y'all know I'm a sucker for the $5 book. And it's called Long Live Evil. And this is just a fairy tale type book with the fallen villain. And it just looks like it's going to be cute. It's going to be good. It's fantasy because I've been trying to get more into fantasy as well. And that book was $5. So I enjoyed that. I went to Chili's and I was reading a book. What book was I reading? It was a witch book. I'll post it. Went to Chili's and they had this witch brew drink. And I just had to get it because of the color. But the drink was not that great. But I did get something out of it. That drink was $6. And this was the stirrer. So I washed it and I've been using it as my bookmark. It's plastic. I don't know how long it's going to last. But it's like that sturdy plastic. And I've been using it as my bookmark as I read my witch books. So all of my witchy books, I've been reading it and I love it. It's like the smallest things. When I read with the bookmark, it looks like I'm sweeping the page. Crazy, I know. But I got this out of my $6 drink and I was like, I'm going to use that as a bookmark. And it's perfect. Yeah, so that is what I did as far as the events and stuff that I went to. I did meet one new person at a bookish event. And she's possibly going to join my in-person book club meeting. So I'm excited about her coming to our first meeting, which is going to be this Sunday coming up. We had to push it back because we'll push it back a Sunday because we had 2 people that was traveling last Sunday. So I won't have that content for y'all until after this. Let's rapid fire all these books that I read this month. Starting off with this one by Charlene Carr, Hold My Girl. It was 410 pages. The copyright was 2023. It had the frayed edges. I don't know what it's called, but the papers were uneven. Whenever you got the physical copy of it, the paperback. I don't know. It was different. It was unique, but I don't know how I feel about it. It was kind of furry. I read this book from October the 1st to October 3rd. I gave this book 5 stars. I got it from Pango online. Second, see, this Pumpkin Spice Everything Nice by Katie Kaka. I don't know last name. She was 318 pages. Copyright date 2025. October 4th through October the 10th. No, October 5th. I like the edges of this book. I love how she made it like this. The chapters were not too long, but it was a young adult book. I do remember that. I gave this book 3.5 stars. Barnes & Noble, $5 counter. I'm not a young adult fan, but this was pretty good. Simple, easy to read, mindless. This one I read afterwards, strategically after that one, because this is more adult. And this was 355 pages. Copyright date 2023. I read it from October 6th to October 8th. I got it from TJ Maxx, and I gave this book 3.5, 4 stars. Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And this is by Lori Gilmore. This one, The Therapist, it came out 2021. It was 296 pages. I read this October 9th through October 16th. I gave it 3.5 stars. I got it from Ollie's. It is B.A. Paris, The Therapist. She has other books too. Next, it will have to be This Girl's a Killer by Emma C. Wells. This was 413 pages. Copyright date 2024. Came out, I read it October 17th to October 21st. I got it from Oxlot for the book signing. It was 4 stars for me. Wishful Thinking. I can't get that out. It was 331 pages. Came out 2022. I read it October 29th and October 30th. It was 4.5, 5 stars for me. I got it from Dollar Tree. Rachel Harrison's Cackle. This was 291 pages. It came out 2021. I read it October 24th through October 27th. I got this from Trivia Night, and it was 1 star for me. And last but not least, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. This is 316 pages. Came out it came out 2022. I'm reading it now. I started October 27th. I'm currently on page 185. I got this from the bargain section at Oxlot for $8. No rating just yet, but I am reading it right now. So this is my rapid fire of all the books that I read in the month of October. Now, the books that I read. So the books that I read in October, the first book I read was Hold My Girl, because that was the bonus read for A Flicker in the Dark book for my book club meeting, Charlene Carr. And that review is coming soon. I did the Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice review on that one. I did the Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. That review is posted. The Therapist, I read that one. That was a psychological thriller, and I posted that one too. And the reason why I read Hold My Girl because it was a bonus read. I read Pumpkin Spice Everything Nice and the Pumpkin Spice Cafe because I was going to the pumpkin patch, and it was the $5 book, and I went down that rabbit hole of pumpkin spice. And also, I've been at the racetrack gas station they have pumpkin spice creamer. And the month of October, the drinks, the small coffees were $1. And they had pumpkin spice whip, like Cool Whip. So I would make my coffee every time I thought about it if I wanted. And I'm not a coffee person, but just to get in the pumpkin spice mood, I did enjoy that. I do the Cinnabon Frappuccino with pumpkin spice cream, which is sweet, and then the pumpkin spice whipped cream. So just pure sugar, basically. It was good. Now, The Therapist, I read that book because it was recommended to me, personalized by Storygraph. Because of the books that I read, it's like, you may want to read this one next. And it kept prompting up for like 2 months. And I was like, let me go ahead and just read this off my shelf. I got it. So I read it. And I posted a review about The Therapist. Then I read that book, This Girl's a Killer, for the book club meeting and the book signing at the bookshop. That is coming as well to y'all to watch the review of what I thought of This Girl's a Killer. It's going to be funny. I had fun with that book. I read Wishful Thinking because my book club is doing like a book basket and I wanted something witchy. So I've been on the hunt to find a good witch themed book so I can create a boo book basket. We're going to exchange these baskets on Sunday, which if we would have, I don't know who follows me or not, that's in my book club meeting. I would post it, but I don't want them to see it. So I'm like, okay, let me just wait. So I've been stalling to post because of the delay with the book club meeting. But Wishful Thinking by Celestine Martin. That was one of the witch books that I read. I read that book, Cackle. Cackle was by, her name was Rachel Harrison. And I got that book from a book exchange from a friend at the bookshop. Then I'm reading right now, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Y'all know y'all been seeing that book all over the place, but I bought part 2 to that one. I don't think I'm going to get to part 2 just yet. I might save that one for next year because, I read The X-Hex, but that was last month as far as like witchy vibes. So for next October, I'm speaking this into existing. I'm going to read the part 2 of The X-Hex, and then I'm going to read the part 2 of Wishful Thinking, and then I'm going to read part 2 of The Secret Society of Irregular Witches. So those are already set and planned for next fall. Or if I'm feeling spicy, I might read them next month. So I don't know how fast I'm going to get through those books. But the total of books that I read 9 books this month. The total number of pages that I read, let's see. I did not write down the total number of pages that I read, but I will post that in this video, the total number of pages that I read. So that's just like a fluke. I need to do better. But on a tougher subject, oh my gosh, the books that I brought, and this snowballed because I bought this new cart from TJ Maxx and it was $49. I still got the tag on it. I don't know why. I need to take that off. And I got it for $45. See, I got it $45. And I said, when I went to get this cart, they had other carts lined up. And then they had like seats and stuff, like, like your little chairs that they have at TJ Maxx. But down this aisle, they had like all the books. So I was taking the books like stack by stack, just taking them over there, having a seat and reading through the pages and stuff, like I was just like, okay, this is going to be a time I'm getting this cart, but I'm going to have to get at least like a couple books to go with this cart. So by the time I sat there, I eliminated a lot of those books, but I ended up leaving Barnes & Noble that day, I think with 11 books or something like that. Somehow I bought 11 books, if I'm not mistaken. It may have been spread out throughout, but those books that I hauled, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books. And the total of that was $133 on those books. Yeah. So then I went a while without getting any more books. Then I went to TJ Maxx in Slidell, and I just was like browsing to see what they had. They did have a couple books that I just did not get, like Lucy Score. They had like that book about the apprentice to the villain or something like that. I did not get that. They had the pretty book of Dracula that glowed in the dark. They had a whole bunch of books, but I ended up leaving that TJ Maxx, a different TJ Maxx in the next town, with 2 books. And I got these 2 books. It was the Dead Romantics. That one, $6.99. And then I got the Scarlet Letter, which is a classic book, and this was $5.99. So, yeah. The Scarlet Letter. So then that was $5.99. So then throughout the month, I went to Dollar Tree because I had to get something totally different. I think I got some like dog brush to give Percy a little scrub or something. And I bought 3 books out of Dollar Tree. So they're $1.50 each. So with tax, it was like $4 and something, close to the $5. I got The Good Son and Cold World and The Family. It's on Jenna's book club. Yeah. And so after Dollar Tree, I went to Barnes & Noble with my friend. Well, no, I was waiting for my friend and her boyfriend to get to the restaurant. And I picked up The Regular Witches and the other book that I told y'all, the $5 book. And so this was like, let me see how much my total was, because it's in here. This book was $15.66 and then a $5 book. So about $20, $21, $22 for those 2 books. And yeah, I call that like the coffee counter of shame. So I just go over there. I don't even drink coffee. I bought lemonade that day because I was going out to eat and it was in the middle of the day. I'm not drinking no coffee like that. Besides that very sweet Frappuccino from the gas station. I went to the local bookshop and bought those 2.5 books, and that cost me $45 for her books, those 3 books that I got. I went back to TJ Maxx yesterday. Why do I keep going to TJ Maxx? Because it's right there. No other reason than it's right there for convenience. And I bought 3 books from TJ Maxx yesterday. These 3 books, I know we've seen this book all over the place. And it was $7.99 at TJ Maxx. The Vampire Bride. And then this book I got for $6.99 at TJ Maxx. And it is Meant to Be. Remember I was telling y'all about the sequel to Pumpkin Spice Everything Nice? This book, this is the sequel to that one. So I found this at TJ Maxx, so I had to get that book. I cannot wait to read this for Christmas season. It's going to be good. And I think this one is, hopefully, it's going to be about the mom, because this was young adult. And it had this scratch and sniff thing. And it smells like a peppermint. So that was $6.99 at TJ Maxx. Now, this one, I could not pass this one up. And it says, "'Tis the season to fall in love." Y'all know I'm a sucker for paperbacks. And it's the Honey Crisp Orchid Inn. And this is the cover. And this was $8.99. This book is an older book. It was published. It was a debut novel published in 2012. But if you look closely, which I didn't realize it at the time, but they have like the cutest little pug on it. Like, look. It's having a little moment. Look at that little, I don't know if y'all can see it because it might be a little blurry. But by the door, they have a little pug on the cover. So I'll be reading this one really soon. It's given Hallmark, and I'm just a sucker for Hallmark. And I'm excited about that. I want to read it, but here's the thing. I have all these other books that I need to read. So, and I bought a coloring book. Witchery coloring book, because I've been reading witchy books at TJ Maxx. And I needed it to fill in something for my boob basket for my friend. So I put some huge, it's like that thick wallpaper type coloring. So it's like thick paper, very good. And that one was $7.99. So with all of the books that I bought 25 books this month. That's 4 more books than what I bought last month. Last month I bought 21. This month I bought 22. The grand total of books that I bought, the price, and this, I'm glad I'm doing this because it's a reality check. Like, girl, even though it's $5 here, $1.50 here, $2 there, like, you buying these books, but that's a lot. I spent $202 on books this month. That was $202 on books. So the average price of the books were, I added all the books together of 25 books, and then I divided the grand total of $202, and it ended up being $8 per book, which I feel like the average book between hardcover, used and new, paperbacks, new, used and new, the average book I think is $8. That's what I've been figuring. If you get a $5 book here, a $15, $20 book there, I don't really, unless it's an absolute have to buy the book. Like I bought Culpability at full price at $30. That was like last month. But if I don't have to, I'm not going to go out the way and buy like a full price book. If that makes sense. That makes sense to me. So I bought some stickers for my water bottle for $1.99. And I'm going to decorate my pink water bottle. This was at TJ Maxx as well. I have a bookmark in here I got for $3. Because it was pink. I don't have no pink. I'm like, okay, Stacy, you're doing a lot. So the bookmark, I got a different one too, a fall bookmark from that coffee shop. I got my clear case and everything decorated with my cover for my Kindle. I got a whole bunch of free stickers. I got a bunch of free bookmarks with my purchases at the bookshop and everything. But this is my Kindle. Oh, it's a paperwhite. And I decorated her like this. And I'll show y'all how I decorate my Kindle. I put in that heart. I cut out the stock paper just to put it in the back as like the back empty space, the negative space. And then I fill in with the stickers. But I'm going to have to change out the books sticker because it's Halloween is over. And the book that I read last was Cackle. This was the book that I read last. The book that I'm reading now is The Irregular Witches, The Secret Society of Irregular Witches. The book that I'm going to read next is going to be The Christmas Tree Farm, because the book club, the bookshop is reading this book and I need to read this by Tuesday. So hopefully I'll finish The Secret Society of Irregular Witches tonight, and then I can crack this open. And after that, I'll read The Intruder for the following book club. And I don't know what my personal book club is going to pick because it's not my turn to choose. So I'll let y'all know when I'm reading it. But that's my short TBR from here to there, like going into November. But thank you guys for watching me wrap up this month of October. Like, comment, and subscribe. But I'm Stacy again. I need to stop saying I'm Stacy. Y'all should know my name by now. I keep saying it sounds weird when I say my own name. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. All right, on this episode of Say You're a Millennial Without Saying You're a Millennial. So I got on my oversized sweatshirt with my printed leggings with little cats on it and Halloween candy and pumpkins with the boots. Yeah.